Have you heard people say that math is the international language, that everyone can understand math? Well, I am not sure about that. I'm going to demonstrate to you what it means to an English language learner to hear math speak. All right? To do so, I'm going to speak in French, and you are going to be my population of English language learners. I will speak to you. So those of you who have taken French in middle school or high school, you would be my probably beginner high, intermediate low students. In terms of proficiency in English, the equivalent. Those of you who took Spanish, Italian, German, you probably would be my novice, my beginner low, or possibly intermediate, or sometimes pre-functional. So sit back and try to understand whatever I say in this lesson. Pay attention to what I do and what I don't do, what I should do for you to understand. And then we'll debrief right after. Alors aujourd'hui, nous allons faire une petite leçon de maths. Et les maths, aujourd'hui, nous allons voir l'addition et la multiplication. Alors, 1 et 1, ça fait 2. 2 et 2, ça fait 4. 3 et 3, ça fait 6. 4 et 4, ça fait 8. Jusqu'à présent, c'est facile. Maintenant, on va faire de la multiplication. 1 fois 1, ça fait 1. 2 fois 2, ça fait 4. 3 fois 3, ça fait 9. 2 fois 3, ça fait 6. OK? That was my very short demo in math. Now, what did you understand? Please discuss among yourselves what you understood and what you did not. Some of you might have understood a few things. Discuss what you understood. All right, now that you had time to discuss in your groups what you understood and what you didn't, let me debrief a little bit. I was not helping you out at all. What I did is just give verbal input. Verbal input alone is not enough for English language learners. Even though I was using very simple vocabulary, very simple syntax, and very simple concepts. What we did is we did some very simple additions. I'm sure all of you can do 1 plus 1. I did 1 and 1 is 2. Did you understand that? How did you understand it if you did? Probably because you knew that 1 means 1. Otherwise, you would not have known anything. Now, if I do other things, for example, if I do 1 plus 1 égale 2. 1 plus 1 égale 2. Now you get a little more input, right? What about 1 fois 1, ça fait 1? Again, difficult to understand that input, even though I'm just doing a very easy multiplication. I'm doing 1 fois 1 égale 1. 1 times 1 equals 1, right? That was really easy. Now, I could have used cognates, and cognates are words that are known in the language, English, let's say, and the target language, French, okay? We have some cognates among ourselves. If we're talking about a Japanese person, we have very few cognates in common between English and Japanese. What about English and Chinese? Almost none, right? English and Arabic, there are none, right? Or very few. So you have to know also when cognates are available and when are not. In English and French, easy, we have enough. We have addition, we have plus, we have égal, right? Or multiplier. Those are all cognates that I could have used. If I had said 1 plus 1 égale 2, here, makes it a lot easier, right? If I say 1 multiplié par 1 égale 1. Suddenly you understand a little more. Maybe not everything, but hey, you could. Now if I were to ask you questions, 2 fois 2, combien est-ce que ça fait? 2 multiplié par 2, ça fait combien? How many of you were able to answer? Probably those of you who took French in class, because you knew that, 1, 2, 3, etc. You knew the basic numbers. You were able to say 2 fois 2 égale 4. You could say it. But someone who does not have the tool, has not been taught that 4 is 4, cannot say, cannot answer, even though they may know the answer. Maybe they understood my input. Maybe they understood 2 plus 2. But they could not say 4 because they did not have that tool. So one thing that we know is we need to teach those things, that academic vocabulary that the children need in order to be able to talk back, to speak in class, right? So what else could I have done in order to make my instruction more comprehensible, as easy or as basic as it was? Well, I'm sure that, yes, you said a lot of good things. For example, I could have used visuals. Yes, visual, any kind of visuals, having photos in the background, a movie that shows exactly what I mean, some audio of some type, movie and audio alone. I could have done a bunch of things. I could have given the children manipulatives. I could have modeled first. I need, of course, to teach the vocabulary, right? That sounds easy. Not just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I also need to teach plus, minus, equal. I also need to teach the fact that there are cognates or synonyms right here, right? You can say 1 and 1 is 2, but you can say 1 plus 1 equals 2. One is more mathematical, but the other one is perfectly acceptable as well. So we might want to use all those tools to help the children understand, the students understand what we mean. Anything that we can do, that we can bring, that is not just verbal, is going to be useful for the audience, your population of children, to use. So to summarize, math is not an international language. There are symbols and words, vocabulary words, that may be easily understood, but overall math, the language of math, is not easily comprehensible by English language learners. We need to teach the words, we need to teach the tools, and we need to do that not only verbally, but also visually and with manipulatives, even using bodies as manipulatives. I hope this helped you understand what to do with English language learners a little more. There's much, much more, but I hope that this math demo is helpful to help you understand what happens in the mind of an English language learner when they hear you speak math. Thank you.